Okay, so who's here?
Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne.
Hey,
welcome.
Thank you for recommending it so much.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you.
We have a clear day. Isn't it lovely?
Yes.
Yeah. And who else is here?
Kehar.
Guru Atlan Kehar. Welcome. Welcome.
I've got a storm blowing in.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
We do too. I'm on your page right now.
Oh, my gosh. Who said that? Me too.
Suzanne.
Oh, okay. Good.
Out of Dallas.
And who else?
Yeah.
Who else is here?
Ruby.
Hi, dear. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We're all getting on our traveling shoes, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Well, that's good. Makadam is already here. We got a beautiful new camera, and she is learning how to operate it so we can film the thing.
Oh, that's cool.
And we're going to do a test of live streaming, and Kehar is going to be our tester so that we can offer live streaming in the future.
That's wonderful.
It's going to be cool, I hope. I know. Who else is here?
Ranjit.
Hi, Ranjit. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Hargobind.
Hi, Hargobind.
Hey, Siri Gian.
The trio is here.
Hi, Hargobind.
Hey, Guru.
And who else is here?
Carol is here.
Oh, hi, Carol. How you doing?
Wonderful.
Oh, good, good. And who else? Who else just came on? Well, some blessed person just came on. And who else? And is there anybody else who would like to say their name? Okay. Who knows? I might call on you if I knew you were there. Okay, I'm so glad to have you all. Okay, so please sit straight. Long, deep breath. Good. Eyes at the third eye point. And relax into your third eye point. Good. Relax. And really understand that you are tuning in to our infinity, to the golden chain of teachers for guidance and protection. Okay, and inhale. just relax in this long, deep breath. No worries. No worries. As Crocodile Dundee used to say, no worries, mate. Just relax in it. Good. And continue with the long, deep breath. That is breathing from the belly through the heart. Through the nose. From the belly through the nose. And now we're going to begin heart breath. So added to long, deep breath, on the exhale, feel as though the air is coming out of your heart center. Really feel it moving. After all, yesterday was Valentine's Day. Hope you got charged up. Your heart got charged up. Good. Let it grow. Oh, so beautiful. Let it grow. And now, using your heart breath, begin to connect with everybody who is presently on this phone call. He calls it your comrades in hearts. And also with anybody who would ever listen to this call. This energy is beyond time and space. It's always present. So connecting. Good. And now continue your heart breath, which is healing energy, in fact. Connect with everyone, especially everyone who is feeling loss of heart, feeling deflated, defeated, depressed, unconnected, unloved. Just be present in your own self and extend that beautiful heart energy to anyone in that category. I think we all know how difficult that can be. And Baba Ji says, don't forget to do this throughout the day, throughout the week. Not only for yourself, but for others. Keep up now while I talk. He says, if you don't do this, it is because you do not understand, you are not fully aware of who you are. is there's a little bit of an identity blur when you forget to do this for yourself and for others. He says, understand that you, as your own human mechanism, are, he calls it, eternally powerful. He says that's what Ekhonkar means, being eternally powerful. He says, so why not enjoy it? Why not accept it? Just from the simplest and the humblest state of mind. Keep up the heart breath, especially for those who are feeling lost and separated and not too good. Allow joy, he says, allow joy to well up from inside of you. First, be aware of the joy, but it is there. He says, no matter what your circumstances are, there's always joy. He says, you don't believe me? He says, it's a matter of switch. Switch of being, switch of character, switch of knowing, switch of accepting. He says, now this joy is not always the kind where you jump up and down like at a birthday party. He's not talking about. He says, sometimes you have that. And he says, many people make the mistake of believing that's what this joy is about. And he says, this bliss is something that carries you through. He says it's not something that takes you out of your mind. Usually, he says you can have those experiences, but generally speaking, the bliss is not what carries you out of your mind. He says it is what uplifts you. He says it is your true natural state. He says after having gone through eons of forgetting this state, forgetting the nam, forgetting this vibrational coziness, this Aquarian dimension, he says we forget who we are and what we are. He says, now please allow yourself to move into that condition of soul. Just move into it. You can do it through your third eye point, through your breath, through your heart breath. Move into that place of relationship with soul. He says, just ease into it. You don't have to make yourself do anything. He says, just ease into it. He says it is a meditative condition. Ease yourself into it. He says, know who you are. When you are in this condition, you are in the condition of Ekhonkar, the one creative consciousness. He says, no joke, you're there. Keep up the breath. Feel the kindness, feel the knowing. He says, please open to the blessedness of who you are. He says, keep doing that while we talk. He says, now, the difficulty with humans is that we fall back into forgetting. That's the only difficulty. We fall back into forgetting. He says, but with each step, each conscious step of moving into this condition, moving into this place of knowing, he calls it the place of joy, because we do not feel what he calls those slings and arrows, those barbs of everyday life, of traumas. When we are in this condition, they do not deflate our bubble. It's not like we are making a a conscious effort to make a brick wall and stay away from all of those difficulties. He says you're not separating from anything. He says when you forget and you move down into that state of forgetting, that state of knowing, that state of blessing, that state of realization of who you are, that Ekankar, when you forget, you move down again to the quicksand, He says, where the crocodiles are, they will eat your feet. He says, this is the place that grabs you into your own habits, whatever they be. You know, are they depression? Or are they having snits? Are they blaming? Are they feeling insecure? Are they feeling left out, not supported, poor? Nobody loves me? He says, when you're in that state, it's a quagmire. Oh, he says, don't worry about it. Don't judge it for being bad. It's simply soul came into this earth to go through these long periods and eons of forgetting is part of it. He says, but when you're coming out to the light, he says you are regaining the habit of being in this blessed dimension, this blessed place. Place has quotes around it. This blessed being of who you are. So he says, have true compassion for yourself, true compassion. He says, but do use your very acute mind to be aware of where you are. He says, you feel yourself falling into blame, into hurt, into loss, into victim. He says, oh my God, use your mind to wake up, and you go, oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at, I'm sinking into the quagmire, the quicksand. And you go, breathe. Use your precious mind to help you breathe and to pull up. He says, extending the energy from the third eye or the heart makes all the difference. Oh my God. You change your frequency. Change your frequency. You have the choice. This is what is meant by free will. You have the choice to decide what frequency you want to live from, what frequency you want to be in. Now he says, when you move into the frequency of heart, when you move into the frequency of soul, it is not that you are avoiding those little crocodiles. Do you understand? You are not avoiding them. In other words, turning away and just putting them in the closet and hoping they won't jump out and grab you at some time. He says, when you move into this, what he calls it, a cloistered feeling. Sir, why do you call it a cloistered feeling? He says, because if you've ever been in the cloisters, in other words, in a place where people are contemplating, when people are meditating and doing their best to live in peace, you feel the peace exuding. You feel it. It is a vibratory state. So when you move yourself into this vibratory condition, he says those little crocodiles, he says they are receiving the nourishment. The nourishment, he calls it the nativity, meaning the birth. He is giving you are giving new birth to those difficulties, what we would call difficulties and challenges, the things that grab us. Oh, so he says, become very aware of your own personal little crocodile. One that just loves to come and grab you. Good. Okay, he says, feel it in your body. and see the causes of that little crocodile, or the big one, whatever it happens to be. It might be something that swallows you whole. Could be, for instance, fear of not having enough money, fear of separation, general feeling of malaise or insecurity, or a feeling of, I never get my own way. Keep up the breath. Feel it in your body. See the cause, the experience of feeling in your body, and see the effect. What happens when you stay in that energy pattern? It is like a virtual reality that grabs you and takes over your whole being. Feel yourself in that. He says, it's okay now. This is an experiment. Okay, so now he's asking you now to raise yourself into this Aquarian dimension, doing heart breath, extending from the heart, extending from the third eye, relaxing into soul. Being in this openness, this awareness. Good. Feel that peace, feel that energy. He says, and now gently invite that crocodile in. Like inviting them into the circle of the campfire. That beautiful meadow you go to on a spring or summer day to have a gorgeous picnic. Invite the crocodile in. And let those energies merge. The energy of soul or Aquarian dimension, let that energy be, and let the crocodile merge in that energy. Let that crocodile just drink in the energy of soul, the feeling of soul, the vibration of this Aquarian dimension. Let it drink in. Let it be satisfied. Let it get the special treat. Like going to the soda fountain and getting the best treat you could ever imagine. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Let the crocodile enjoy it. And now let all parts of you merge in this beautiful satisfaction. Kind of like after a Thanksgiving meal when everybody's happy and slowed down. Or like after you've been out playing a really great game of sports, you're totally exhausted and having fun. But still alert, still aware, but feeling the calmness without the pressure, without being grabbed, just relaxing. Relaxing. He says, take note of how that feels. Take note. He says, so in this condition, just ask that crocodile, what do you feel like, crocodile? How are things going there? Ask it. Did you get any new realizations? Did you find out anything new? Do you like living in this condition? And do you like this condition well enough to seek it out? Seek it out. And if you like it well enough to seek it out, what will be your mental trigger to move over? Will it be an awareness? Will it be switching your breath? Will it be immediately blessing your crocodile as soon as you realize? Will it be heightened awareness? Oh my God, when I get that feeling, ooh, switch, heart breath, relax, Aquarian dimension, soul. This is between you and your crocodile and your soul. Playmates. Housemates. All living in the same muddy. Pure intention now. Allow your intention. Now, an intention is not something where you squeeze yourself to make it happen. No. It is you set the consciousness. You set the conscious projection. Set the conscious projection. And when you set the conscious projection, you are then asking this beautiful rolling consciousness then to do its work, to do its magic, to carry the flow, to create, he says, to create the creativity to allow it to happen. He says in ways you could never expect, so do not allow expectation to take you off track. Expectation can be a crocodile. Do you see? Because expectation will clamp it down, will clamp the process down. Expectation and intention are two different things. Intention is ease, expectation is tight. I want, I need, expectation of the crocodile. Intention focuses the vibrational creativity. Keep up the breath. Good. Allow the ease. Allow the ease. Do you feel that ease? He says, guess what? That ease is joy. He says it's so simple. Allow the joy to bubble through. And the ease and the flow. He says, now take note of what's happening. Take note. He says, do not forget this. Take note. Good. He says, and now let this whole, he calls it a conundrum, a question. He says to resolve and to let it settle in your body. In body, in your energetic system, in your consciousness. Let it settle. Let it integrate. This is not something that you read in a book and thought it was very nice and cute. No, this is you. Recognize it as such and allow yourself to settle in it. Good. He says, now do you recognize you? He says, this is your true identity. He says, you say Satnam all the time. He says, this is your true identity. This is your Satnam. He says, bless yourself all over with the holy water of the Satnam. The Nam, this beautiful blessed vibration, a soul vibration. This is your true vibration, your true identity. He says, and we're so happy to have you here on earth. He says, allow yourself to be happy. It is the mission, it is the projection, it is the flight of your soul to be here on this earth. Experiencing all, including the crocodile. He says, but now it's time coming out to cycle out the other side. Ease, ease, ease. Know yourself. Know this elixir of you. Know it. Understand it. Relax in it. Opening. Good, and let it flow. Let it flow. From your deepest core, circulating through every part of your aura, your body, and letting it flow through the universal energy. Because, of course, that's who you are. You are the joyful extension of the infinite energy, holy and complete. And inhale. And exhale. And just feel how shiny you are. Fun. Okay. He says, now, don't forget, you took note of many things during our, he says, during our vibrational sojourn together. He says, you took note of many things. So now he's asking you who will share their vibrational notes, their experience. Hargo Ben?
Yeah, I'll share.
Oh, good.
First of all, I thought the analogy of the crocodile was hilarious. So I really enjoyed that, and I was laughing several times. That was really funny.
Oh, good. And, I'm glad. He says he likes to loosen you up. They're not so scary after all.
Yeah, there's nothing like laughter, right?
That's right. That's the truth.
He's a funny guy.
He is.
And what I was going to use for my trigger is having Thanksgiving dinner with my crocodile.
I love that.
Because that was something that really cracked me up. I said, okay, that's easy to remember. You know, I love Thanksgiving dinner So that'll be it, me and the croc having some dinner.
Oh, God, I love it. Okay, so there's your ease, there's your fun, there's your celebration.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The other thing coming up, too, which has been coming up all morning and, you know, for the past few days with friends, too, and people that are close to me, is that I'm seeing a lot of fear. Like someone will get on an email and it'll be something that's fearful, and then they'll watch a YouTube video, and I'm you know, guilty of this too. And then you spend all these hours watching all this stuff on YouTube that's not doing anybody any good, and it comes back to the acronym of fear by Yogi Bhajan, which you know is false evidence appearing real. And so that's really ingrained in me now. Oh, that fear was the acronym for false evidence appearing real.
I love that.
And that's really ingrained in me. So now that's what happens. As soon as I start with any fear or someone starts talking about them, I start teaching them about that acronym. And, you know, always use that in your life and you'll be okay. You know, it's not a big deal. You're just getting scared really there's not really a good reason for the fear.
Certainly not when you live in that dimension, right? And the Aquarian dimension.
No, it doesn't make any sense to have fear there.
Right, because you know what happens if we continue to engage in the fear? We just continue to build that fear vibration within the collective.
That's right, true story. Vibrating it the wrong way.
Yeah, we don't need to add that to the collective.
No.
Okay, I'm going to remember that. Having Thanksgiving dinner with my crocodile. I love that. If somebody were an artist, it would be fun to paint that.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good one.
Yeah, or make a song of it. Okay, thank you so much, dear. We appreciate that.
All right, thank you.
Okay, false evidence of...
No, false evidence appearing real.
False evidence appearing real. Thank you so much.
Sure, I'll shoot you an email on it.
Oh, good. That would be... Listen, would you put that on the Facebook site?
Sure will.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.
Who else would like to share?
This is Gooder Ravi.
Yes, dear.
And I want to say I love what Hargo Ben said.
Wasn't it fun?
It was so great. Yeah, it's so wonderful. I can see that painting right now, and he's really good at composing very funny songs. Well, all kinds of songs,
gosh,
but
that
his
would
funny
be great.
songs are hilarious, so I think he should do that for us.
I would love that.
Oh,
and
man.
since it's recording him, we'll find a way to put it up.
Well, you know I'm not going to say that it's never going to happen.
Huh?
I won't say that it's never going to happen.
Good.
Okay.
Because we're going to depend that it will happen.
There's a slim chance there. And I had a question kept coming up to ask Baba Siri Chand if he would address this question, and it seems to be heightened around me lately, and I'm sure other people are feeling it. It's the suffering that our children are going through, and I keep seeing these violent video games that are so, I mean, that's what's inside of their head. It's in their cell, almost at a cellular level, and it's creating so much pain for them, and to the point of suicide. And I just wanted to ask for guidance and direction. How I know Heart Breath is so incredible. Is there something else we can do to help these little innocent souls?
Do you know specifically some children who are engaged in this?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so he says, yes, please do start with Heart Breath. And we're all going to start with Heart Breath. He says that's where you start. Everybody do this. He says what is being picked up on is, what does he call it? He calls it calls it the toleration of eons. And, sir, what does that mean? He means that there is this fear building or becoming, he says, becoming stable within the environment. He says what Hargobin was talking about is, people getting upset by conspiracy theories at an older age. But there is a very primal fear that is chasing the population, the collective right now. He says it is coming up because because this underlying fear is coming out of the foundation of humanity. It is releasing up out of the fear of humanity. And he says it will come up. He says it is combustible, and it will. And he says if you tune into it, he says you will explode. Just like what Hargobin talked about, just like what Guru Ravi is talking about. You will explode if you tune into that. Okay? He said that's the reason why today's talk was so important, because you now have a mechanism to move from that fear-laden level. It's a very primal darkness that is coming up. And he says each and every one of you can tap into it and has had experience with it. He says the best thing to do, he says, of course, is not to engage in it yourself. He says even with those murder shows on TV, he says do not engage in or engorge in pools of blood, massacre, and so on. He says, because you know where that takes you. He says it is a big crocodile. He says the ticket out is to move into this Aquarian dimension. So Guru Ravi, with these children that you know, he says to begin to teach them heart breath, to begin to teach them, to let them understand, to teach them the profound knowledge that they can engage in fear or not engage in fear, that they can engage in oppression or they can engage in freedom. He says there is a draw, there is a magnetism towards these things because they're so exciting. He says that's because there is a battle within one's own psyche. So you teach them when the battle comes up. You simply move into this. Wait a minute, he's going to give me a name here. You move into. He's calling it kind of the center of the battle. It is the place of the martial art. The true martial artist is to live in this upgrade of energy, this Aquarian dimension. This is the place of the true martial artist. Teach them how to live in that. He says, adapt what we did today of living in this place of grace, he's calling it, but you adapt it. You can even write stories, exciting stories of going into this place that allows pure knowledge to flow through you. It is a place of the unknown. He says how to live in that, and then every move comes through your light sword. Every expression comes through your light sword. And that is how you remain, you can tell the children, that is how you remain victorious. But to get into hand-to-hand battles with the darkness will take you down. but to live in this light that transforms all, that is the way to live in victory. Not to win the battle, but to live in victory. Okay, and he says you have a capacity to write stories, imaginative stories. He says a number of you on this call have that ability to write these stories that would help children in their imagination understand that. And he says when you write these stories, please send them to Siri Gian, because in our new website, which we have the intention of coming to fruition pretty soon, there will be a kids site. And we certainly want to publish these stories there, and games and so on. Does this make sense to you?
Oh, yes, very much. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to everybody's stories. I'm looking forward to Hargobin's song. We're going to put it all up. And have a good time together.
Siri Gian?
Yes.
I think Young Harijot Singh and SeekNet are working on video games for children.
Yes, thank you very much for bringing that up. Yes, they are delightful. If you go to SeekNet and you look for those games, they are wonderful. They are great for adults to play as well. Just tremendous. SeekNet.com, and look for those children's games. Thank you so much for mentioning that, Ratmani.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate it. And yes, we will have a link to those games on our site. Does anybody else have any questions? Or share your experience?
Siri Gian?
Yes.
When you mentioned ways out, anchors to pull us out of the fear-based state of mind, for me, mantra is the first place I go, and there are infinite mantras there that can help. In Sufism, there's one that is Astaghfirullah, and one of the translations of that is "Cover us, Allah, for what we do while we're asleep." And it's very nice because it acknowledges the being of asleepness, but it's like a ladder out. And
right, in the forgetting, in the state of forgetting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and for decades I've really rejected any of the Christian Kyrie eleison, Christe eleison, but I've come to understand it as calling on help, and it's like calling on Baba Siri Chand for help. And it comes from a place of humility of, in this moment I can use help, and I find the response absolutely instantaneous, whether it's calling on Baba Siri Chand or the Kyrie eleison, or calling on the Christ consciousness, calling on the Aquarian dimension, affirming Sat Nam. It's just, it's like a panacea. Mm-hmm, yeah.
Please repeat that part about instantaneous. Please tell us more about instantaneous.
Well, it's even quicker than the next moment. It happens as I'm asking. That somehow calling out activates the download of the grace.
You got it, girl. That's it. That's where you use your free will. That is the truth. And it seems to be happening even quicker now and with more abundance than it used to. Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes my judging mind says, no, I shouldn't call out for help because it's affirming duality. But there's really no duality between recognizing that there are two energies, there are choices, there are different vibrational frequencies, and asking for help, and then it's there. It's part of what Baba Siri Chand shared with me last week through you. Watch the judging. That judging can really sabotage the natural propensity, because when I'm in that small state, I do need help.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The absolute truth. Very wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that, dear. And, of course, my favorite mantra is Govinda Mukande. Mm-hmm. It just is, it breaks through so much. And certainly calling on every one of those sacred beings, your soul, the infinite, it does exactly what you're talking about. And it's not made up, it's true. We've experienced it, right? Good. Thank you so much. Okay, we can take one more short one.
Could I add something?
Sure.
Just to what Rachmani was saying about the mantra, and that's what I have playing all the time in my truck or in my house, whatever I'm doing. That's always going. And I was thinking that, if you're always in mantra, there is no place for crocodiles or for fear.
Or they rest and they don't grab you anymore.
There you go. That's even better. I like that better.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Yogi Bhajan always had his mantras and his bani's going, always. That is true. So let's try it, everybody. It has a mantra has a vibrational frequency to raise you to that frequency, or to cut through, or to flow. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, everybody.
Siri Gian?
Yes. Oh, Honey Munder, hi.
Hey, came in late, but you talk about Govinda Mukande a lot. You mention it. It would be wonderful, and maybe it exists, but I don't know where, to have a link on your website that talks about it.
You want it
sure.
now?
It's already there.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes. Okay, here it is. Here's the link. soulanswer.com /Govinde, GOBINDE.HTML. I'm going to say it again. soulanswer.com GOBINDE.HTML. It has information. It has the transliteration of it, and I believe it has somebody chanting it.
Awesome.
So enjoying it. Okay. Thank you, dear. Okay, so now have fun. Have fun with your Aquarian dimension and bringing your crocodile to Thanksgiving dinner this week, okay? Okay, so everybody sit straight. And Kehar, would you lead us in the closing song? Oh, and sing the closing song to your crocodile. Okay, Kehar, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good.
Okay. Inhale. May the lifetime sun shine upon you, all around you, and let the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way.
And bow to your own Satnam. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, God bless you all. Talk to you soon. And please contribute to the Facebook page, our Soul Answer group page. Okay? And that is facebook.com/groups, GROUPS/Soul Answer. Talk to you soon. Satnam. Bye-bye.
Satnam.